They say eyes speak louder than words. And in the case of Dylan Wang and Bai Lu, one lingering glance has become the fuel for endless fan discussions. Because no matter how much they try to act professional, every time these two share the same frame, the air shifts, the energy deepens, and the chemistry becomes undeniable. So, what really happened this time? Why are fans convinced that Dylan Wang simply couldn't take his eyes off Bai Lu? And could this be the clearest sign yet? That what we're witnessing is no longer just acting? Stay with me, because this is a story you don't want to miss. It all began during the promotional rounds for their latest project. The cameras were rolling, the press was waiting, and the fans were tuned in, ready to dissect every moment. Bai Lu, radiant as ever, walked into the spotlight. Her laughter lit up the room, her presence commanding attention without trying too hard. But while everyone else admired her from a distance, Dylan Wang was on an entirely different wavelength. He wasn't just looking at her. He was watching her. And not in the casual way co-stars do, but in the kind of way that reveals something more. A quiet admiration, a hint of softness, an affection that slips past even the sharpest masks. Fans were quick to notice. Clips spread online in minutes. In one shot, Bai Lu is answering a question. She gestures lightly with her hand, smiling at the interviewer. But right behind her, Dylan's gaze is locked on her. Not once, not twice, but throughout the entire segment. And what struck fans even more wasn't just that he was looking, but how he was looking. Eyes softened, a subtle grin tugging at his lips, as if he wasn't listening to the interviewer at all, but was simply mesmerized by her. One fan wrote, "Forget the drama, this is real. Dylan Wang's eyes don't lie." Another commented, "The way he looks at her, that's not scripted. That's love." But let's pause here for a moment. Why does this feel so significant? After all, actors look at each other all the time. That's part of the job, right? But what makes this different is that Dylan has never been the type to hide his emotions well. He's playful. He's outspoken. And when he likes someone, it shows in the smallest ways. In the way he teases, in the way his tone softens, in the way his eyes linger longer than they should. And with Bai Lu, every one of those signs seems to be flashing in neon. Let's go back to another moment that fans can't stop replaying. During a behind-the-scenes video, the two were caught rehearsing a romantic scene. Bai Lu flubbed a line, bursting into laughter as she tried to recover. Instead of getting frustrated or staying professional, Dylan couldn't hold it in either. He laughed along with her, but again, not just casually. He leaned closer, eyes crinkling with warmth, as if the world around them disappeared, and it was just the two of them sharing a secret joke. For a brief second, it didn't feel like Dylan and Bai Lu acting. It felt like Dylan and Bai Lu simply being. Fans picked up on the details. The way his hand instinctively brushed her arm. The way he didn't break eye contact even after the laughter ended. The way she looked back at him, eyes sparkling, as though she was used to that kind of attention from him. It was natural, unforced, and undeniably real. Now, here's the bigger question. Is it just chemistry? Or is it something more? The entertainment world is filled with stories of co-stars whose on-screen sparks spilled into real life. From glances that turned into dates, to scripted kisses that led to something deeper. And fans are wondering, could Dylan and Bai Lu be next? Because what they share goes beyond standard co-star professionalism. It feels personal. It feels tender. It feels like two people discovering something quietly, without words, but with every look exchanged. Let's dive deeper into Dylan for a moment. He's often described as bold, playful, and charismatic. But when it comes to matters of the heart, he has admitted in past interviews that he's actually quite traditional. He's the type who doesn't fall easily. But when he does, he falls hard. So, when fans see him gazing at Bai Lu as though she's the only one in the room, they can't help but wonder if we're witnessing that exact moment. The moment Dylan lets his heart slip through the cracks of his playful exterior. And Bai Lu? She's not one to reveal much about her private life. She's grounded, graceful, and deeply professional. But that doesn't mean she's immune to connection. When she looks at Dylan, There's a softness there too. Her smile seems brighter when he's around. Her laughter comes easier. And perhaps the most telling sign? She doesn't shy away from his gaze. Instead, she meets it, steady, certain, as if she knows exactly what it means. Of course, with every spark comes speculation. Fans are already spinning theories. They're secretly dating. They're falling for each other but can't say it yet. This is just the beginning. And while nothing has been confirmed, the undeniable truth is this. The chemistry between Dylan Wang and Bai Lu is impossible to ignore. Whether it's scripted or not, whether it's friendship or something more, the energy between them has already captured the hearts of millions. But let's imagine for a second. What if Dylan's gaze isn't just admiration? What if it's the beginning of something deeper? Think about it. All great love stories begin with a look, a glance across a crowded room, an eye contact that lingers too long, a moment where the world falls silent, and all that exists is the other person. For Dylan and Bai Lu, perhaps that moment has already begun. So where does this leave us? It leaves us with a story still unfolding. A story told not through headlines or interviews, but through silent glances and unspoken words. Because sometimes, love doesn't need grand gestures. Sometimes, all it takes is a look. And Dylan Wang's eyes have already told us everything. Fans are waiting. Speculations are growing. And with every new appearance, every interview, every behind-the-scenes moment, the whispers get louder. Is it real? Is it just acting? Or is it something even more beautiful? A love story blossoming right before our eyes? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. When Dylan Wang looks at Bai Lu, the world sees it, and the chemistry is undeniable. As the cameras rolled and fans replayed the moment over and over again, the question became impossible to ignore. Was this simply brilliant acting? Or was Dylan Wang's gaze telling us a story his words could not? Because one thing was clear. When Dylan looked at Bai Lu, it wasn't just a fleeting glance. It lingered. It softened. It carried a weight that felt far too real to be scripted. And Bai Lu's reaction only fueled the fire. She smiled, shy at first, then met his gaze with the kind of warmth that made fans believe they were witnessing something deeply personal. It wasn't the smile of an actress in character. It was the smile of a woman being seen. Soon after, behind-the-scenes clips began circulating online. Clips that only added more fuel to the already blazing rumors. In one, Dylan was caught brushing something from Bai Lu's hair. It was a small gesture, almost unnoticeable, but the tenderness in his touch made it unforgettable.